Wominjika, and welcome everybody to our presentation here this evening. Before we begin, how amazing was that match? One more round of applause for these two champions. Extraordinary. I now would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners of the land on which we gather tonight, and pay our respects to their elders past and present. I extend that respect also to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples that are here with us this evening. And now, on behalf of Tennis Australia, I'd like to welcome Her Excellency, the Governor of Victoria, the Victorian Premier, the Honourable Jacinta Allen, and all the other dignitaries and government representatives that are here with us tonight. Also joining us on the court here for the presentation is the Chair of Tennis Australia, Jane Herdlicker, Mr Liao Miao, the Chairman of Le Jeu Le Jiao, the Tournament Director, Craig Tiley, our tournament referee, Wayne McEwen, and to present our trophy to our champion tonight, a legend of our game, 7-time Grand Slam champion, Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley. And would you please welcome to our court, our AO 2025 top ball girl. It's Adele Cow, and she's about to bring out the Daphne Ackhurst Memorial Cup. Well, the Daphne Ackhurst Memorial Cup, which is presented to our champion here tonight, has been travelling around Victoria for several weeks now. It's been on the road with our AO team and is now safely back right here on Rod Laver Arena to be presented to our champion. Thank you very much, Adele. And now I'd like to invite the Chair of Tennis Australia, Jane Herdlicker, up to the microphone to say a few words.
What a spectacular night of tennis we've just witnessed, and a great and fitting finish to 3 spectacular weeks of women's tennis here at Melbourne Park. And we've crowned a new Grand Slam champion. Madison, you are now a Grand Slam champion. You've taken home the AO title, and you fought hard for it from the start to the finish of this tournament. You won the Adelaide International, and you've just shown us what great grit and competition looks like. You dug deep tonight, and you're taking home the benefit, so we're really proud of you. Congratulations. Aryna, tonight was not your night, but we know we're going to see you back here. You showed unbelievable grit and determination tonight. You just didn't get there, but we know you'll be back, and we'll see you again next year. Now, I'm also proud to say that the Australian Open is going from strength to strength, and tomorrow night we will announce new records. Already, we have welcomed more than 1 million people into Melbourne Park this year, and 1 billion people watching from home. Sport unites community and brings a special joy, whether you're here or whether you're at home, and we're very proud to be starting the year bringing a little special something no matter where you are in the world. And we're also really grateful. We have such an amazing team here at Melbourne Park. We have extraordinary fans, and without the combination of the two, we wouldn't be able to bring you the Happy Slam. And that includes ball kids, the umpires, and all of our customer-facing and player-facing teams. Each and every one of you are spectacular. And combined with our partners, we have the most incredible event that we're able to stage, and that's thanks to Kia, Le Jeu Le Jiao, Emirates, and Rolex. We are very grateful for your support. Thank you, everyone, and have a spectacular night.
Thank you very much, Jane. Now I'd like to call the chair umpire up who has officiated over our women's singles final tonight. That's Louise Azamar Enzel from Sweden. What a terrific job she has done, and all the officials throughout the tournament. But our tournament referee, Wayne McEwen, has a special gift for you as a memento of your time here in the final tonight. Congratulations once again, Louise. Well now, her journey through this tournament has been nothing short of spectacular. Her incredible power and her electrifying presence have thrilled us throughout this tournament and of course the previous two. And although finishing just short tonight, she will always be an Australian Open champion. Would you please put your hands together for our runner-up here tonight, Aryna Sabalenka.
It's okay. I hope I'll see you next year. First of all, I mean, Madison, wow, what a tournament. I mean, you've been fighting really, really hard to get this trophy. You played unbelievable tennis. You crashed this tonight. Congrats, you and your team, really well deserved. And enjoy the celebration, enjoy the really fun part. I just want to say thank you. Thank you everyone who made this tournament happen. Thank you everyone who make my stay comfortable. And I really feel like home every time I'm here. And even though I didn't get it this year, I'll come back stronger and I'll do my best next year. Yeah. Thank you guys for an amazing atmosphere throughout 2 weeks. I really enjoy playing in front of you, and you guys are amazing, and thank you so much. Thank you. Of course, thank you to all of the sponsors, tournament director, everyone who was helping. Oh my God, I mean, I'm speechless for real. Just thank you so much for your help throughout 2 weeks. I mean, should I say anything to my team? Why are you laughing? As always, that's your fault, guys. I don't want to see you for the next week. I really hate you. No, anyway, thank you so much for everything you're doing for me and blah, blah, blah. No, I think we did our best. Just Madison was playing incredible. I couldn't do anything in this match. And next time I play against Madison, I'll bring a better tennis. And of course, sending love to my team. Anyway, I love you, even though we lost.
Thank you, Aryna. And as Aryna alluded to, the team is very important. And this year we'd like to welcome a special coaches award. And I'd like to invite Madison's coach up. It's Bjorn Frantangelo. In fact, her husband as well. So it's going to be a great celebration to come forward and collect a special memento of the part that he's played in the tournament to be awarded to him by Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley. Okay then, now our champion. Well, what a remarkable victory it's been. It's nothing short of inspirational when you have watched her career to get to this point. She brought power and she brought precision tonight, and she's outplayed some of the very best players in the world to be where she is about to stand. This isn't just a victory, it's a defining moment in her career. It's one that cements her legacy in our sport. A first Grand Slam title. And as she gets set to hold this Daphne Ackhurst trophy aloft, would you please welcome our champion here at the Australian Open Women's Singles for 2025, Madison Keys.
Okay, bear with me. I'm absolutely going to cry. There's no way I get through this without tears, so sorry in advance. Firstly, Aryna, unbelievable playing. I'm glad I finally got you back. But unbelievable tennis. You're always so tough to play, and we always have the craziest matches. So congratulations to you and your team for another amazing Grand Slam run. Thank you to everyone who came out and cheered the last 2 weeks. I always feel so at home here. I made my very first Grand Slam semifinal here in Melbourne, so to now have won my first Grand Slam in the same place means the absolute world to me. And I'm so thankful for all of you who come out and cheer every single tournament and every single time we play here in Melbourne. Thank you all of the sponsors, all of the ball kids, Craig, Wayne, all the WTA staff, the physios that hold us together with tape. We could not do this without any of you. And I just want to say thank you to my team, and this is where I'm going to cry. I have wanted this for so long, and I have been in one other Grand Slam final and it did not go my way, and I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to get back to this position to try to win a trophy again. And my team believed in me every step of the way, so thank you so much. They believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and helped me every step of the way. Last year was so tough with some really bad injuries, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it again. And to be here and have this trophy and also be able to do it with my husband, who is kind of dazed and confused over there. I love you all so much, and I cannot wait for more. And he's on the other side. Yeah, where is? Oh, he's there. Now I'm dazed and confused. I just want to say thank you so much. I am so appreciative to every single person who helped me continue to believe in myself, push on to achieve this dream, and thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see you all next year.
Congratulations one more time to Madison Keys. Well, that concludes our presentation, everybody. There'll be a photo opportunity right now, and then Madison will walk around the arena for you here in the crowd to be able to take a special photo of the occasion here. Would you please, one more time, put your hands together for these two incredible women that have put on a magnificent display.
Madison Keys is your 2025 Australian Open Women's Singles Champion, capturing her first major title 8 years after reaching her first major final at the US Open in 2017. A much different result today, and we're going to break it all down for you here in the Bluezone. Blair Henley alongside Adam Peacock. And Adam, women's tennis won tonight.
Oh, that was so good in so many ways. Not only the moment and the drama of the end, and you have to feel for Aryna Sabalenka, feel for a racket as well, but just everything, the backstory of Madison Keys, Yvonne Goolagong coming out to present the trophy again, and the standard of what we saw. We knew it was about power.
Yep.
And with that power had to come precision. And from Madison Keys, the first 6 games of the match, and then the very end, she top and tailed it the same way with just ridiculous hitting. It was incredible to watch.
We've heard this week about Madison Keys talking about how fearless she was when she first came here, reached her first major semifinal at the Australian Open in 2015, said she didn't feel quite as fearless at this point in her life, almost 30 years old. She was fearless tonight down the stretch, and there she is, reaping the reward.
Brilliant, just brilliant. She's been around Grand Slam tennis for nearly on 15 years if you go back to her junior days, and then finally to have this moment on the cusp of her 30th birthday, just so fulfilling, just like incredible. And where she is in her career, what comes next, whatever. Who cares about the next? It's about what has happened and the moments that have led to this exact moment, standing on a court by herself with a Grand Slam trophy.
This is one of the sports stories of the year, and it's only January. Madison Keys gets married a couple of months ago, comes in here with her husband, Bjorn Fratangelo, as her coach, a former top 100 player himself. I might even say Bjorn might get a Coach of the Year nod, and it's only January. What a story.
Well, he's in contention, so friend of the show, of course.
Of course.
Bluezone. We've had so many great guests over the 2 weeks here on AO Bluezone, and Bjorn came up and, you know, gave us the whole backstory. He did our research for us, basically. We didn't have to dive into the corners of the internet to find out what exactly has happened with Madison Keys. He sat here for 15 minutes talking about, you know, the emotional stability that she feels in her life right now with everything off court, her game, which has always showed incredible promise, not promise, but ability, and then marrying it up with the racket change, marrying it up literally with Bjorn. And all of these things have come together in a magical month where she went to Adelaide and won that trophy, and it was a precursor to the big deal here tonight.
A 12-match winning streak, the longest of her career. And just a reminder that Madison Keys was a prodigy. She turned pro at 14. She's been doing this for a really long time. And I think there were a lot of people out there, and maybe even Madison herself at some points, who felt that she would never be the one holding the trophy at the end of the 2-week Grand Slam marathon, but she gets it done today.
First time I saw her play was 2011 Wimbledon Juniors third round. I had to look up what round, but I remember it clearly. It was one of those backcourts there at Wimbledon, like a junior event is until they get to the final. It was against one Ashley Barty, and it was a brilliant battle. It went to 3 sets. I think it was the only set that Ash dropped by winning the girls' title at Wimbledon 2011. And right there and then you could see it was like not so much a mini version. Madison, her power was developed very, very early. It was just refining that, and that's how long it takes sometimes. Yeah. Some players, they skip onto tour and it all happens immediately. For Madison, it's gone around and around and through and up and down and everywhere in between to get to right now.
Yeah, and you mentioned a 3-setter. 5 of Keys's 7 matches en route to this title were 3-set matches, finishing with a match tiebreak against Iga Swiatek, 7-5 in the third today. She had to play her best tennis under pressure against incredible competition all the way through.
And when you say that, that's only the 3rd time that's happened in the Open era. Jelena Ostapenko when she won the French Open, Serena Williams when she won the French Open in 2015. It's hard to do physically, and I thought at stages in that second half, early third set, I thought, yeah, okay, they've had the day off. It's not like a regular tour event where they're back-to-back days, but it's like, oh, this is telling physically. She's maybe wilting a bit, but found it within herself to just swing from the hip again and crack winners.
Yeah, and the physical health is another huge positive for Madison Keys, because that's been a challenge for her over the past decade, staying healthy long enough to be able to build on her own momentum.
So over the next, I'd say 40 to 45 minutes, we're going to follow Madison Keys the whole way. That's the beauty of Bluezone. We've got the behind-the-scenes cameras. What'll happen here, she's getting all the photos on court, and these are the photos that probably at the time, I'm not sure all the players want to just hang there and take a heap of photos, but they're ones to certainly maybe put on the mantelpiece when they get back home, so they're looking around with the ball kids of the night.
These aerial shots are fantastic. I love it. I'm also wondering how heavy the Daphne Ackhurst Memorial Cup is, because she's been holding it now for quite some time.
I think it's about 8 to 10 kilos.
Okay.
So it's not light.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, there you go. She's having to regrip and hold it, but why would you want to let go of it? So I think that's the original. There's a replica given, obviously, but yeah, she'll now walk off court grab the bags. Oh no, the team's going to come over for a photo. That's a nice one.
Love this. So to Madison's right, our left, that is her physio, Kayla Epperson. And then on the far right is Richard Langford, does fitness training at the USTA National Campus. And of course, Bjorn Fratangelo, my winner of 2025 Coach of the Year. Hand it to him now.
Calling it.
Calling it now.
Calling it now.
And one big group hug and a big smile from Bjorn, who we've chuckled about the fact that I feel like he's pulseless, but
Yeah.
he made it through.
I think his heart's beating right now. I think everything's happening a bit quick inside. He is the Iceman. He's the ultimate Iceman. He just stays on that even keel. But yeah, even he was turned upside down during that presentation. I think I was, and you too, Blair?
Not until I saw Bjorn tearing up.
Yeah.
That's what really got me. Pretty special.
On the AO sign, so yeah, wow. Great setup, great stage, by the way. All the Grand Slams do it a bit different. The French always come up with this ridiculous contraption that you've got to walk in and out of.
Yeah,
and
we've got theme
upstairs.
music at Roland Garros, the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Wimbledon's just like, oh, a bit of red carpet, here comes some Royals, bang, we'll do the presentation. It takes about 5 minutes, the presentation at Wimbledon. But, and the US Open, there's a bit more ceremony and flags and,
Yes.
and all of that. So little subtle differences to all of them.
Since 2000, Madison Keys is the 5th different American to win the women's singles trophy here after Davenport, Capriati, Williams, and Kenin in 2020.
It's a lap of honour as well, tradition. Do you have the lap of honour in American sports? It's a big thing in Australian sports.
Do it in Billie Jean King Cup.
Okay.
I don't know that it happens at the US Open.
But other sports as well? I haven't seen an NBA team do
think
a
so.
lap of honour around the
think
court.
so.
Yeah, it's a very, like all our footy teams, they do a lap
Right.
of honour here when they win things and go visit fans. But this is a nice little touch. So she'll go out up the Walk of Champions, which forever, happily for Madison Keys, she will be part of. They are going to have to get a longer hallway
No kidding.
in a few years' time.
How many empty spots do we have in the Walk of Champions?
Yeah, there's not a stack of room there,
Yeah.
so they're going to have to.
Don't throw things down, guys. Please don't throw things.
So
Always fun to see how creative the fans get in trying to drop their mementos down to get signed. You can hear security saying, please don't throw things down. Oh, and you can see someone holding the Day 14 shirt there. We had one of those in studio earlier. That's the ultimate piece of memorabilia right there. You got the order of play on the back with the Madison Keys signature. Frame it.
I've got. Did someone just get a croc thrown down? By the way, piece of footwear. But that's your favourite piece of fashion. We were going to do it tomorrow. I was going to ask you top 3 fashion icons of this Australian Open. I think number 1 could be anyone who bought one of those shirts the day.
Yeah, which
order of play
includes
shirts.
myself.
Yes.
So I'm going to put myself on that list.
So Madison will, yeah, this is unusual to do a stack of autographs. You'll walk up the Walk of Champions, hallway of champions. You'll go and meet her team once again, reunite, and then it's off on the media tour, which I don't know. Sometimes it takes longer than the actual match. I'm not sure about tonight because that was an absorbing contest in 2 hours and 2 minutes. It's one of the best finals we've seen. We saw Wozniacki and Halep. That was amazing. Rybakina and Sabalenka a couple of years ago. That was fantastic as well. Biased, Ash Barty's win. But this, in terms of a contest, was right up there with those first 2 I mentioned in recent years I'm talking about.
Absolutely. And it seems corny to say women's tennis wins, but that was my first thought. I got to watch a little bit of this from our broadcast green room booth and being up at the top of the stadium and seeing everyone, every fan locked in. You can hear a pin drop. Contrast from Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yeah.
Everybody is so focused. And how could you not be today? What an incredible display of tennis.
That hitting from when we were up there, I was up there as well for the first set. That hitting from Madison Keys was hard to spot the ball sometimes, and we were right up the back, but the brutality and the velocity of that little lime green sphere or yellow sphere or whatever colour it is was just remarkable.
Aryna Sabalenka had to weather the storm in that first set, and really the stats flipped in the second. In the first set, it was Aryna Sabalenka, 4 winners, 12 unforced errors. Keys, 10 winners, 10 unforced errors. Keys got 86% of her first serves in that first set. There was not much that Aryna Sabalenka could do. It was almost like she was overcompensating for how fast she felt that the ball was coming at her. So she was playing off her back foot just a little bit. But then the tide turned in the second set with Sabalenka, 83% of her first serves in, cleaned everything up, 13 winners, 12 unforced errors, and there wasn't much Madison Keys could do. And then things stabilized in the third.
Yeah, I was taken aback about Sabalenka, some of the balls she was coming in on, and Madison just in the groove she was in the first set. I think Sabalenka, she only occasionally came into the net, but I think she only won 2 of 6 points, net points in the first set. But you just felt like when that just dialed back a bit from Keys, that's when Sabalenka was able to introduce a little bit of variety. Some beautiful drop shots in the third set from Sabalenka. It's, in the end, I was kind of happy in a way it came down to a game, a break of service game, rather than the tie break 8-all, it comes down to a point. At least it had to be like back-to-back to back situations where the winner was eventually going to get on top, and in the end that was Keys with that break of serve late in the third set. So a quick interview there with I think that's the European broadcaster. Oh no, it's the American broadcaster. Of course they get right. So let's have a look at some highlights of this match, and we'll go to this first set when there was still daylight, and at Madison Keys was hitting the living daylight out of the ball.
Coming into this match, the scouting report said avoid the Madison Keys forehand. She was great off both wings, though, throughout this match. That was something that stood out to me.
Sabalenka would have known this was coming, but to actually experience it and do something about it when she wasn't quite dialed in, it was a completely different proposition.
I love the smile from Aryna Sabalenka, because that's really all you could do in that first set is just say, listen, more power to you. If you can play like that for 2 sets, fantastic.
Then Sabalenka really found a groove as well, and she played her best. And that's the thing about the match. It took the best of both women to get it to the stage it did. And yeah, there wasn't much in between. I always like looking at the match total points won. Madison Keys 92, Aryna Sabalenka 91. That's how close it was.
Crazy margins in the sport of tennis. But one thing we've heard from both of these players talking about their own mental development is that neither one at this stage of their careers is panicking. There was maybe a time where a first set like that would have really thrown Aryna Sabalenka off. There was a time where a second set like that would have really thrown Madison Keys off. But then we saw both of their best tennis in the third.
And you can see there on the right-hand side, it means she's up to 7 in the world again. That's the live rankings. It'll drop officially on Monday, but she's shot that was from Sabalenka. That's she hasn't been there since 2016, Madison Keys. But that's like the most minor of minor details right now for how she's feeling and what she's going through, because incredible moment, and Sabalenka just let it all out straight away. I haven't seen, after a championship point, the loser crack a stick like Sabalenka did. It was hard to know where to look at that point.
I do actually remember Aryna Sabalenka potentially going into the gym and doing that after losing to, was it Coco Gauff in the 2023 US Open final? She saved it for the gym, though.
Yeah.
Not on court. But That's one of the things that I actually really respect about Aryna Sabalenka. We know how much she hates losing. She had some tears, understandable. She gets up on that podium and gives an all-timer runner-up speech. And that's what we love about her.
Yeah, she'd let go of the emotion by then. She might revert back to being sad and unhappy and how unfair is the world right now. I'm not sure, don't know well enough, but it was certainly a release straight away, which allowed, as you say, one of the great runners-up speeches of all time. There's the team. And a fun little fact, Laura Robson, the commentator and former player who has joined us here on Bluezone, another friend of the show. Laura's mum came to watch Madison Keys play her first match, and she's been to every single one since, because Madison's like, can you come to my match? Can you come to my match?
Was that Laura's mom right there?
I'm not sure. I don't have my glasses on.
It might have been. Yeah, I think Laura Robson's mom might have been Madison Keys' good luck charm during this tournament. That / the bucket hat that she was wearing to the matches. Who knows which one it was?
So this is a cool moment. And this is the wall I was talking about, the Walk of Champions. Such a great innovation. Came in, I don't know now, maybe 10 years ago, I think.
I'm so proud of you. Oh, God. You did it! Oh, Agent Mackenzie, who made it, who, by the way, was not here just a few days ago. I was texting her from home.
Oh, that's a big call, isn't it? Do you come out? Do you be a part of it all, or do you...
Wow.
Is it more?
I think she made the right call.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
My legs hurt.
My legs hurt.
Your bag's in the gym. Yeah, we got everything out.
Okay.
But she's fresh off the plane, Mackenzie Nickerson there.
Please go to the match call area for your escort to Rod Laver
The
Arena.
best thing for
Men's doubles final.
the warm down is that she'll just do the walk around the media interviews everywhere. So.
Hurry over. Henry Hassan.
Three of us will go straight to Channel 9. Do you want a jacket or anything, or you're good? Okay, so we'll go straight to them. We'll do a walk and talk to Tennis Australia on the way. We've got a 2 or 3
So that's Catherine Sneddon, head of comms for WTA here. And she's just giving Maddie Keys the order of operations.
Yeah. And never has a player been so excited
for press
to go and talk to the media.
That's right. Yeah, when you think about it, there's only one player every week who has to go talk to the media without having lost during said week. Pretty cool.
But just a small team with Madison, that's about it. There's a few friends that, as I mentioned, that are here based in Melbourne or based in Australia, but it's just that crew. It's going to be a what would you call it, like a boutique type party, like just select few.
Yeah, Madison Keys is pretty simple when it comes to who she has surrounding her, and I think probably it helps when your husband is one of them.
I reckon I'll see if she can top Sam Stosur when she won the US Open. She ended up at a bar called Snafu, which is basically you get pizza delivered over the counter and it's just draft beer and a couple of select spirits behind there. The most nondescript midtown Manhattan bar that she could find, and it was jeans and t-shirts and have a few beers. And can you put the match up on, please, so we can re-watch it? And hopefully Madison can find a place like that in Melbourne town tonight.
It's Ursin Kaderis, who is one of our on-camera personalities here, does a lot of the social content. He's working with the Google Pixel.
So, yeah, they go up to level 3. Where are they going to come out? Yeah, come out to the broadcast area and then walk out and start this tour. And we're going to hear from Madison Keys shortly. Steph Brantz and also I think Chanda Rubin's going to join them on the world feed desk for a chat, which would be pretty cool to hear Chanda's perspective of what she's just seen as well. She was on our pre-game here on Bluezone.
Enjoy, have fun. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Nick McCarville there.
They did a cinema session together, and I remember how Nick put up the semi-final against Barty from a couple of years ago, and Maddie goes, "Oh, thanks. Do you have to?" But now I think she'll be back for next year's cinema session.
I think so too.
With Nick, one of the great pieces of production we do here at the Australian Open.
No, I'm okay holding it. My arms are kind of burning, but it's worth it.
It's a good problem to have.
That's what I wanted to know. Biceps burning after holding the Daphne Akhurst Cup for, what, a straight 20 minutes now?
So this is the media centre she's walking through. It's the broadcast area. She just walked past a whole heap of studios for international broadcasters and the domestic ones as well. Down the stairs, and she'll go out to do an interview first with the domestic broadcaster, Channel 9, and then she'll be back up those stairs to chat to Steph and Chanda in a moment. Right next to the AO shop. So if you've been out here this week, this is right next to where the main shop is. So yeah, we'll hear from, we're next in the queue apparently. So for now though, let's head out to Elle, who's got some fan vibes from today at Melbourne Park.
Madison Keys has just made history winning her first Grand Slam here at the AO. Guys, I've got some fans with me, I've got some new friends. What are your names and what are your thoughts?
Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Kristen.
Looking fabulous, by the way.
Yeah, right. Madison was epic tonight. Like, I thought Sabalenka was going to push her, and then, you know, when she got that first set, I thought, you know, it's going to be a test. And she just found something. I don't know. She stuck to her game, and yeah, she brought it home tonight. It was fantastic.
She was fantastic. She did an amazing job. Were you scared after that second set?
Yeah, you like, as a fan, you go, well, I don't know, you know, how much can she come back from that? Because it was pretty convincing by Sabalenka. But yeah, she had such a good tournament. I think she had a whole lot of other games that she could recall and go, I can do this. And the semi-final, like, she came back and yeah, won the tie-break. So she believed it, and that third set, she nailed it. So
she's nailed it again tonight. I was watching just like on a TV, regular old me, and I was on the edge of my seat, but I cannot imagine what the environment would have been like around you. Like, what was the atmosphere like?
It was crazy. We had a foghorn supporter behind us going for Sabalenka.
So we had to cheer it up for Maddie. So yeah, and it was,
how did they take that?
It was just, you know, there was let's go Maddie, let's go Aryna. You know, it was all, I don't know. It's just fun. It was great.
I love that so much. It would have been such a fun but intense dynamic. And then when that final game ended, how were you guys feeling? Were you just over the moon?
Yeah, it was
totally overjoyed. It was just amazing. There's this little kid next to us and he jumped for joy. We all jumped out of our seats. It was fantastic.
Thank you guys so much. Go Maddie!
Go Maddie, yeah.
I think Elle said it best there. We're back here in studio with our very own stats expert, Simon Ray. And Simon, I would just love to hear what stuck out to you in this match tonight.
Wow, it's good to be back with you, Adam and Blair. That was an amazing final, wasn't it, to take in? And I feel fortunate that I was able to see Madison Keys claim her maiden Grand Slam triumph. We spoke about ball speed in advance of this contest, and we spoke about the damage that both players can do on the ball, particularly off forehand wing. Madison Keys went to another level tonight. When the match was on the line, so here's some numbers for you. Set one, she averages 127 kilometres an hour. We said it to be 130 over the summer so far.
Yeah.
Set two, she gets right to that number, 130 k's an hour on forehand side. Set three, 133.
Whoa.
Okay, and Sabalenka, she just doesn't have time to unleash the punishment on her forehand. She was down 10 Ks on what we saw from her in the semi-final the other day against Badosa.
I remember a stat from Sabalenka at last year's US Open where she was on par with a lot of the men. Like, that is rifling the ball,
Yeah,
133,
that
no
ball
matter
speed.
man, woman, whatever.
Yep, that's up there. You just don't see numbers like that at all. Yeah.
So then for Sabalenka, it's the problem where you don't even really have time to take a normal backswing and to hit your shot like you normally would. Is that how you would explain what the difficulty was on her end?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
I just thought, and we thought this was potentially going to be the case going in. The match really was on Madison's racket. And I thought Aryna Sabalenka showed a little bit more fear of that early in the match than I was maybe expecting. You know, real level of discomfort that hey, this match is potentially being taken right out of my hands. And it wasn't a feeling that I don't think she enjoyed that feeling very much at all.
I wouldn't enjoy that feeling.
No.
So how did it twist in the second set?
Well, I thought that the serving changed. So, and you guys have mentioned this already, set one between the two players, Sabalenka serves 64% in play set one, Madison Keys 86% of first serves in play set one. Maddie actually, across the course of the night, Madison Keys has big trouble in terms of points being won on the second serve return. She's not really able to impact the Aryna Sabalenka second serve return. But then what Sabalenka does in set two to get back into this match, takes a little bit of pace off. Madison Keys is not able to sustain that number of 86% in play. She's down at 59 in set two and Aryna Sabalenka's up at 83. So it really flips how the point's being scripted from the get-go, if you like, on serve and return.
One thing that I noted watching is we talked about how incredible the Madison Keys forehand has been, especially the forehand down the line, but she looked incredibly solid off the backhand side as well. I don't know if you have any stats to back that up or not.
Yeah, I thought she was. I thought she was really well disciplined. There were probably a handful of occasions, I heard Adam say it earlier, where perhaps through the second half of the second set and the opening half of the third set, it looked like she was running the risk of being even pushing the envelope a little more than someone like her can handle, insofar as wanting to be aggressive, wanting to deliver the telling blow, but perhaps trying to do so from some really difficult positions on the court. And Sabalenka, it looked like, to my eye, had a bunch of momentum through the opening half of that final set. In fact, she'd been nearly untouchable on serve. And then all of a sudden, I mean, some of the shot making right at the back end of that final set, I don't think I've ever seen better ball striking than that.
Yeah, and only Madison will actually know how she did it. On her first four holes, Sabalenka, she won 16 of 18 points.
Yeah.
So there was not a look for Madison, and you just thought, well, we're going to tiebreak down here. This surely is going to end that way, but all of a sudden, that's all it takes. This is the beauty of tennis, because then all of a sudden, whatever you've done becomes irrelevant. You've got to stay in the moment. And there's the great moment. How cool.
Yeah, those two back-to-back love holds for Sabalenka in the third set had me a little concerned for Madison Keys. But gosh, we've talked about how she said she was more fearless 10 years ago. That was fearless stuff down the stretch.
And I heard you say earlier, the margins are so fine, aren't they? And I heard Adam talk about 92 total points to 91. Well, in the third set, it was 31 total points apiece. And pressure points won. So when it was really there on the line at your 15-30s or 30-alls, etc., 7-2. Keys over Sabalenka.
Oh,
so that's where it was. When the match was on the line, if you asked me to open and close the computer, that's where it was right there. Pressure points won in set three.
Yeah, so those pressure points obviously coming on Keys' serve and then thinking, OK, I've got to do something special here to get myself out of this potential big problem, which she did very, very well, and then gets that one opportunity in that game to break and does.
Absolutely. And I think there was one forehand in particular where, from memory, Madison Keys was 30-all on her service game. Aryna Sabalenka rifled a forehand return deep in the court, like I'm talking maybe a metre from the baseline. Madison Keys held her ground and unleashed on an inside-out forehand and maybe found the inside half of the single sideline. And all of us, where I was watching, all of us are just going, wow.
With how it is and there's Madison Keys just about to move to the next interview position, and that'll be with us, and we'll throw to that interview when it's about to happen. But, I mean, hey, it's 4 months' time, 6 months' time to Wimbledon, even more to the US Open. But what Madison Keys has been able to produce purely from a data aspect, and there's obviously a lot more that goes into winning tennis matches than just pure data. But if she produces anywhere near what she has displayed at this Australian Open, is she in literally every single tournament she plays? Like, up to her neck?
Well, I think so, because I think down the opposing end of the court, you feel like you have a really limited say in proceedings. The match is literally taken out of your hands on occasion. And even someone with the weapons of Aryna Sabalenka early in this match tonight, in this Grand Slam final, and she's been there how many times before Aryna? I think there was a level of panic there in the opening set from the camp of Sabalenka, insofar as she was so respectful of the ball striking, of the power of the weapons down the other end, that I think it really caused her some issues until she was able to settle in the second set of this match.
Seeing what Madison Keys has been able to unlock over the course of the past 3 weeks, Adelaide and then here, 12-match winning streak. If I'm the rest of the tour, am I concerned? Madison Keys was not maybe at the top of our minds in terms of being a factor at the very, very top in 2025. This has changed the game here.
Well, I think so, because we said going into the final, didn't we, earlier tonight, guys, that literally no one hits the ball harder than Madison Keys. And now, in 2025, there's that element of repeatability. She's able to make more balls than we've seen previously. She's able to maintain a level. And, the peaks and valleys, the valleys seem to be lasting for a shorter period of time. She's able to bounce back more quickly from those valleys if and when they do pop up and get right back on track. So, an incredible performance.
We talk of data. Well, a particular statistic is very much relevant right now, and it's our favourite stat. It's my favourite stat. I don't want to speak.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
The inauguration stat, the US presidential inauguration, 89. Basically an American in Ivan Lendl won here.
Right.
That was the year that George Bush Sr. got inaugurated, January. So same month.
Right.
93, Clinton, Courier. 2001, Bush, Agassi, Capriati. So it's at least one American winning each year, that year too. Obama gets inaugurated January 2009. Serena wins here. 2017, Donald Trump gets in and inaugurated. Serena wins again. 2021, Joe Biden gets inaugurated. However, there was no Australian Open in January 2021. It was February, so that doesn't count. 2025, Donald Trump gets inaugurated again. Look at that picture right there. That happens to be an American with a trophy. And Josh Kay provided this for us. And I will say Josh already has messaged through to say he's just got his eye on maybe a J.D. Vance or whoever the Democratic nomination might be, whoever wins that, and Lernatine to win in 2029 here at the Australian Open. So he's already over it. He's already forward planning, Josh.
He's already electing the winner, too.
Of the tennis.
Right.
We won't go down the other path.
Yes,
but
no,
yeah.
the winner of the tennis.
We'll leave
taking it one step further.
We'll leave that for elsewhere. But, so back she goes, Simon, and with the trophy, fully deserved. Thank you for all that, mate. Really appreciate it. And Blair, I think we're going to throw to this and then we're done for the night, because what's the point in saying anything after the back of an interview?
That's right. Madison Keys is going to have the final word, as she should, as she makes the long walk down this hallway of studios. Going to head into the World Feed studio here in just a moment. But wow, it's been a pretty incredible night here on the AO Bluezone. We hope you have enjoyed watching with us. We're going to see you back tomorrow for the men's final. Have a good night, morning, wherever you are.
And let's hand it over to Steph Brantz and Chanda Rubin, a very happy Chanda Rubin in the World Feed studio. And they're just waiting and lining things up and getting everything set, because I think the World Feed might be on the men's doubles final, which is on at the moment. So they just want to make sure that everything's okay so we can actually hear what the winner is saying. And yeah, lovely set there with Madison right in front of the Australian flag. So almost ready to go there, Blair. So we are back again for Bluezone tomorrow ahead of the men's final with Sasha Zverev and also Jannik Sinner.
Earlier, Chanda Rubin was asking me how I talk with a smile in my voice. I feel like Chanda is going to be talking with a smile in her voice for this interview. I can see the smiles from here.
So I've just got a bit of a technical issue before we cross over feeds, but that's the scene here on a Saturday night in Melbourne. It's going to be a long night for the Madison Keys camp, I dare say.
I don't know how she fell asleep after the Iga Swiatek match tonight. I feel like maybe we have an all-nighter in the Keys for Tangelo
Well,
home.
didn't Sam Querrey fear that he woke her up? Tell that story.
Yeah, Sam Querrey on the Nothing Major pod told the story about how he accidentally FaceTimed Madison Keys, woke up in the U.S., saw she beat Iga Swiatek, pushed something, and starts FaceTiming. And, of course, his wife is saying, who are you FaceTiming at this hour? He said, oh, my gosh, I just FaceTimed Madison Keys. He hangs up. Maddie Keys calls him right back. They have a conversation. He says, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
She was still up, and she'll be up for a while. Here she is with Steph Brantz and Chanda Rubin. Thanks for watching Bluezone.
It's a very warm welcome to Australian Open champion Madison Keys. How does that sound? Congratulations.
It sounds really good. I like the sound of that. Yeah.
Chanda obviously very much enjoyed calling that match, and when you listen back to it, you will enjoy every second of it. The moment with the tears at the end, we were all crying with you. Were they tears of joy, elation, or relief?
Definitely tears of joy. I have dreamed of this moment for so long, and to have it happen now after everything that I've gone through and so many, heartbreakers and injuries and all of that, and to have, just the best support team in the world on the side of the court there with me, it was just perfect.
Now, I got to say, I was texting Lindsay leading up to these matches you've been playing, and before the semis, I said to her, does she know she can win this? I'm curious, when did you know you could win this?
I really felt like I was playing good tennis. Like, I felt like I played really good tennis in Adelaide. And then I felt like when I was getting here, I just kept figuring things out. It didn't have to be perfect, but I was able to figure things out and be able to have, even if it wasn't overall perfect, there were glimpses of really good tennis, and I was able to close things out. So I kind of just kept building that confidence. And I just kind of felt like, wait, I think I can do this. I think this actually can happen. And, I felt like being able to get through that match the other night against Iga was such a big hurdle. And I kind of felt like weights were lifted off of me, where I was like, okay, wait, now I really think that I can do this.
You saved a match point to get that match. So an incredible effort, and what you did today was unbelievable as well. Now, I want to take you back to the match, because at 5-all, 30-all, you hit two incredible forehands. Where did those come from, and what was the mindset? You went for it.
In the past, I've had matches where I felt like in the big moments I wasn't as brave as I wanted to be, and I had gotten a little bit passive, and I'd either missed the ball being passive or I gave someone something easy to hit a winner on. And I had always walked away with so much regret about that, because that's not how I want to play tennis. And my only goal really going into the matches today was play how you want to play, and in the big moments, make sure you go for it. And be brave, be proud of yourself when you walk off, knowing win or lose, I did everything that I could. And that was just kind of the constant conversation I was having in my head the entire time.
Well, and you've come so close. You've been one of these great players that has put herself in contention in the big moments. You've been to a major final before. How much do you think that helped? I know there was some painful moments there along the way, but how much do you think that helped in the moments today?
I definitely think it helped. I think having already been in a Grand Slam final, I knew how nervous I was going to be today, and I knew at least some of the feelings that I was going to feel, so I didn't feel quite as overwhelmed, and I felt like I was able just to kind of prepare for them a little bit better. And I think going through all of those, tough moments and moments where I didn't play my best tennis in the big moments because of nerves, I kind of forced myself to really start working on myself and doing some, work with my therapist on how to buy into playing tennis through being comfortable. And you can play tennis and you can play good tennis while also nervous. And that was something that took a little while to get comfortable with, but the kind of key to 2025 was being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
And your team was a big part of that, and we want to show you some pictures of what that reaction looked like from our perspective when you were with your team. Just watch this and tell us how much that meant to you. This moment's amazing.
Yeah, I've had some really tough injuries the last year, and I mean, these three people have been just the most supportive, amazing, greatest people. And then to have my husband, who is, in my opinion, the best husband, there and supportive, and it's just been, I mean, it's been amazing.
How are you going to celebrate? Have we thought about that? I mean, I know you guys are pretty low-key. I mean,
so
you guys,
in my head, I'm thinking he's just going to want to go home and, like,
come on,
make coffee and sit on the couch.
I mean, something that you've thought about, even if it's not tonight, tomorrow. Is there something
you would... We'll do something tomorrow. Honestly, tonight, I just want, like, a glass of champagne, and then I want to go to bed and sleep in and not have to play 3 sets tomorrow.
I think there'll be some element of jumping in the Yarra River for you tomorrow, so be prepared for something like that.
I'll be prepared for that.
Have you thought further ahead, though? Because obviously there's a big jump in the rankings now. This sets up your year beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of knew going into this season, having missed this portion of the year last year, this was a really good opportunity to kind of try to make some moves, and I did that, so go me. But I mean, I definitely think that there's so much that I can build on from this point, and I mean, really just the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think about all of what went into this moment, and you kind of talk about, you know, the path you've taken. Just got married, what, 6-7 weeks ago. Has that factored in? I mean, you're in love and you're in this amazing place. How much of all of that is playing into this space, the joy that you just seem to be, you know, putting out there?
I think that between many tearful conversations with my therapist, and then also, I mean, I think getting married and you start a new chapter of your life, and I think it just kind of brings a different perspective to everything. And I think I finally got to the point where I no longer needed to win a Grand Slam. And I think for so long, it felt like it was such a need, it wasn't just a want. And it sometimes became debilitating playing just because I was putting so much pressure on myself. And I kind of just got to the point where I was like, no one is going to love me anymore, any less if I have this or I don't have this. And I need to be okay with that, and I need to get to the point where I'm proud of myself, whether or not I win a Grand Slam or not. And I think just having, you know, a different phase of life and all of that, and just really kind of a new perspective and just an understanding of myself that I can be proud of myself no matter what, gave me the opportunity to play some of my best tennis and win a Grand Slam.
That's beautifully said.
It really is, and I feel like this is the best honeymoon ever.
Yeah, it's been a good honeymoon. We didn't actually get to have one, so we'll just count this as one.
This is perfect, and you can have every anniversary down here and collect another trophy. Madison Keys, I know you've got many other people to chat to, but congratulations on your very first Grand Slam and winning the Australian Open.
Thank you.
Amazing stuff, and lovely to have our champion come in and chat to us. As we let her go, we return you to the doubles in your commentary team of Robbie Koenig and John Fitzgerald.
Aryna, it was a terrific match, not the result you wanted, obviously, but what do you think made the difference in the end?
Well, yeah, it's definitely not the result I wanted to have, but I don't know, I think she just stepped in and played like nothing to lose at the end and was just going for her shots, and at that moment it went in, so it was great tennis. She fought throughout the tournament. She had a lot of difficult matches. She fought for it, and in the final she was playing really aggressively. Yeah, just wasn't my day.
Question.
What was not your day? What was feeling different, particularly in that first set?
Well, I think she played like super aggressive, and it seemed like everything was going her way, and I was just trying to put the ball back. Couldn't really play my aggressive tennis, and and didn't feel my serve that well. The rhythm was off, and then in the second set I kind of like got my rhythm back, and from the second set I'd say that the real tennis match started.
Simon.
Really, you're obviously quite frustrated there at the end, and the racket felt your frustration.
Yeah.
Was that a sign of how much this tournament means to you, or was it particularly the way it just quickly went at the end?
Well, I mean, there definitely was a bit of frustration because I was so close to achieve something crazy, and you know, when you're just out there, you're fighting, but it seems like everything going not the way you really want to go, and I just needed to throw those negative emotions at the end, just so I could give a speech, not staying there being disrespectful. So I was just trying to let it go and be a good person, be respectful, and it's okay. I mean, I'm the one who knows that after tough losses there is good wins. So I'll keep working and make sure that next time, if I'll be in this situation, I'll play definitely better.
Ben, then Mark.
When you were playing her and you said her balls were just landing in, is that what it comes down to basically? Like she's going for so much and they just happen to be going in, and there's almost nothing you can do if she's going to be hitting shots like that?
I mean, if she can play consistently like that, I mean, it's not much you can do. I mean, of course, I know how to play against her, but in this match, couldn't really do my stuff, and she just played incredible. She was, it seems like, overheating everything, and the depths of the balls were like really crazy. I was trying my best, and obviously didn't work well.
Probably a similar one to what Simon just asked you a couple of questions ago, but can you take us into how difficult that is after a moment like that, and everyone's watching and you have to stay out there, and someone's celebrating a huge moment in their life and you have to, in front of everybody? I mean, was why you had to walk off court?
Yeah, that was tough. I just needed to kind of like, needed that time for myself to kind of like switch off and forget and leave it in the past and be respectful, not be, you know, like, I don't know. Just wanted to be respectful, and I just needed to throw those stuff out and needed some time with myself. And yeah, that's definitely really tough. I was standing there and just was like, okay, come on, you've been in her position. She deserved that. She was better player than you. Just you know, it was tough.
Hey, Charlie, then David.
How well Madison played, but I just wondered if you think there's anything you could have done differently tonight.
Well, maybe I could start a little bit better. It seems like my legs was off at the beginning of the match, and I was on the back foot all the time. I didn't serve my best at all, and tactically I'd say I didn't play my best as well at the beginning of the match. So if I could change anything, I would try to start a little bit better with the movement, and maybe be a little bit more aggressive and not try to you know, play too passive, you know, and play my game no matter what.
David.
Hi, Aryna. You've played Serena Williams here, you've played Elena Rybakina here, big hitters. I just wonder, is Madison's shots, when she's really playing well, are they the fastest that you've experienced?
Today, yes. Today was very fast, very deep, very aggressive, and yeah, that was a great level from her. As I said, if she can continue playing the way she was playing today, yeah, she can be one of the she can be in top 5.
Yep, up the back there.
Given your incredible success at this tournament over the years, can you be satisfied with a final, or is it just a trophy or nothing for you?
I think when you get to the point of finals, it's trophy or nothing. You know, nobody remembers the finalists. You know, and nobody put like next to the winner like a finalist name. You know, So I mean, at this point, yeah, I mean, I go for titles, but of course I have to be. Anyway, I have to be proud of myself with the finals, 3 finals in the row. That's something crazy, and I hope that next year I'll come back as a better player, and I'll hold Daphne one more time.
Simon.
Use the drop shot a lot in the second set.
I've made yet another friend. This is Sayed, and he is a Keys fan, which is amazing to see. How were you feeling when that final game ended?
No, you can actually tell from my voice. My voice is gone, you see. I screamed like, no, it was unbelievable. It was unreal, honestly. Incredible game of tennis, and the outcome, it was also satisfying also to see an underdog win it. So it was really terrific, yeah.
I was ecstatic for Maddie as well. Her first Grand Slam here at the AO. It's incredible. Is this your first time at the AO?
No, this is my third year actually. So yeah, I've been coming for the past 3 years, but this is my first final. So yeah, so it's really an incredible night for me, and I'm just glad it's finally went the way I
Madison
wanted
Rock,
to.
she's
Let's
the
go!
best in the world!
So yeah, so you can see I'm actually very excited for her. Yeah.
I can imagine. I was watching it from like the TV, and I was screaming. I was like, "Go, Maddie! Go, Maddie!" But I cannot imagine what it would have been like in there. And you've lost your voice, so obviously it was crazy. What were the vibes? Like if you had to describe it in 3 words, I got the other Sabalenka fan to describe it. So now from a Keys fan perspective, what's it like?
To be honest, I actually can't describe it because it's unreal, it's beautiful, and it's incredible. Honestly, good vibes from the beginning to the end. Yeah, this was really crazy.
Beautiful words. Now let's say on the off chance Maddie sees this, I know you've lost your voice, but if you could like give her one last cheer, can you show me how you do it if she sees this?
Come on, Maddie, let's go! Yeah!
Maddie's biggest fan here, guys. That's a wrap up for tonight. Go, Maddie Keys.
Let's go! Yeah!
Give me 3 words to describe how you're feeling after the match.
Depressed, kind of a little bit. Happy that I attended the Grand Slam, and excited. I was excited too.
Okay, so from the first word, I was like, is this a Sabalenka fan? But then you said excited. So now I'm like, are you Keys? Which one are you?
I'm a Sabalenka. I'm a tiger. I'm a tiger. I'm a Sabalenka fan. A huge Sabalenka fan.
Wow, how long have you been a fan?
I think ever since she just started, like she just went into especially top 10. Yeah.
She is incredible and she's so amazing, but like obviously a bit unfortunate tonight with Keys taking the win. How was it in the stadium? Was it like initially it would have been incredible, but obviously, you know, after the game it would have been a bit of a Debbie Downer. But how was the atmosphere regardless? I feel like it would have been insane.
The atmosphere was really, really good, but as I said, I was rooting for Sabalenka, but again, it's the first Grand Slam for Keys, so either ways, when she won, I was happy, but the atmosphere was really good. I enjoyed it. It's actually my first Grand Slam to attend, so yeah, I'm really happy and I'm so excited. I just can't believe it.
Oh, wow. Well, welcome.
Dream come true for me. Like, I'm at the Australian Grand Slam final.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Did you have a chance to look around today? What's been your favourite thing you've done other than watch the tennis?
I did, but not so much because I was a little bit late. But hopefully tomorrow I can come back and look around.
Yes, tomorrow come back. And you've got the outfit on point that AO, I swear, has become a fashion moment. Run me through the outfit. You look adorable.
So I just have, of course, New Balance. I got this outfit from Rockwear, so which is a brand here in Australia, I guess. Yeah, so yeah.
You look incredible. Hope you have the best night tomorrow night.
Thank
you for your time.
Thank you.
and I just want to say thank you to my team, and this is where I'm going to cry. I have wanted this for so long, and I have been in one other Grand Slam final and it did not go my way, and I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to get back to this position to try to win a trophy again. And my team believed in me every step of the way, so thank you so much. They believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and helped me every step of the way. Last year was so tough with some really bad injuries, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it again. And to be here and have this trophy and also be able to do it with my husband, who is kind of dazed and confused over there. I love you all so much, and I cannot wait for more.
All right, welcome everyone, and I would just like to start out, Maddie. Awesome, that was so good tonight.
Thank
great
you.
match, great. You've been so good this summer, and we all love you here, and you're always one of our favourites, and it's great to get you to where you were today and to win that match, and it was fantastic. So, cheers, Madison.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done.
All right, ready? All right. We'll get to as many questions as possible. I'll get started. Madison, congratulations, Grand Slam champion. Just talk through your emotions right now and reflections on the match.
I'm mostly just really proud of myself to get back to this position and be able to play the way that I played and finish on such a strong note. I'm just really proud of myself, and I didn't always believe that I could get back to this point, but to be able to do it and win is just, it means the world to me.
All right, we'll start with Matt and then Eleanor. Matt?
Well done, Madison. I mean, I know you have nothing to compare it to, but where you sit now, and given like this journey that you've been on in order to get here, I mean, can you reflect at all about like how it feels having gone through all that and to get to this and to sort of get to the top of the mountain this way, rather than maybe if it had happened 8 years ago or something like that? I know it didn't happen, but I'm just sort of curious that, it's sort of the classic idea of, does it make it all worthwhile?
I think everything kind of happens for a reason, and I think for me specifically, I kind of had to go through some tough things. And I think it just kind of forced me to look at myself in the mirror a little bit and try to work on the kind of just internal pressure that I was putting on myself. I felt like from a pretty young age, I kind of felt like if I never won a Grand Slam, then I wouldn't have lived up to what people thought I should have been. And that was kind of, it was a pretty heavy burden to kind of carry around. So I finally got to the point where I was proud of myself and proud of my career with or without a Grand Slam. And I finally got to the point where I was okay if it didn't happen. I didn't need it to feel like I had a good career or that I deserved to be, talked about as a great tennis player. And I feel like finally letting go of that kind of internal talk that I had just gave me the ability to actually go out and play some really good tennis to actually win a Grand Slam.
Okay, Eleanor?
You were in here the other night talking about how you wanted to be inspired by sort of the way Aryna played, and you didn't want to be passive at the big moments, and you wanted to be able to go for your shot. So how proud are you of the way that you finished that match?
Definitely one of the things that I'm most proud of, being able to, at the end, just kind of, I almost felt like I was trying to beat her to it, because if I wasn't going to go for it, I knew she was going to. So it really kind of just pushed me to kind of thread the needle a little bit more. But I just kept telling myself in my head, be brave, go for it, just kind of lay it all out on the line. And kind of at that point, no matter what happens, if I do that, then I can be proud of myself, and just, it just made it a little bit easier.
Okay, Ben and then David. Ben?
I just go back to what you said in your first answer. People have talked about you being a likely Grand Slam champion for a long time, since you were probably I don't know, 11 or 12. Or when's the first time you remember someone saying that about you? And then how did that turn from being like an exciting possibility to feeling like a burden? And then sort of the journey with that whole label over the course of a couple decades of your life almost.
I mean, it definitely started pretty young, probably 11, 12, something like that. And it obviously was meant to be, confidence building and all of that. And I think as I got older and I had gotten close and it didn't happen, and it kind of, and then, you're getting older and you're obviously in the later stages of your career, it kind of feels like, will this ever actually happen? And if it doesn't happen, I didn't live up to what everyone told me that I should have done.
So I think it almost felt like it went from being something positive to something that was almost like a little bit of a panic of why hasn't it happened yet? Why haven't I been able to do it? And then it started to really kind of weigh on me more, where it was, what if I never do it? Like, if I don't do it, am I considered a failure? So that there was a lot of stuff that I had to like work through personally, just with all of that, just because of all of the pressure that I was putting on myself with that.
Okay, David and then Howard. David?
Madison, over the last year or so, obviously you've been around on the circuit for a while. I just wonder whether there was a moment or a person you spoke to that where it really, the penny dropped and you felt like you feel now that it wasn't all about whether you won a Grand Slam in terms of how you viewed your career. Was there a specific moment?
Lots of therapy. I really kind of bought into it, and I think in the past I had always kind of tried to go the sports therapy route, where it was more about routine and controlling the things you can control and all of that. And I felt like I was always good enough at that, but to really start kind of digging in on how I felt about myself and really being honest with myself about it, it was really hard because I didn't really want to be the person that felt like I was really struggling, but I was starting to really struggle with it. So just being really honest and actually getting help and actually talking to someone. And not just about tennis, but about how I felt about myself. Again, very uncomfortable, and I never really looked to be uncomfortable. So I honestly think that had I not done that, then I wouldn't be sitting here.
Okay, Howard, and then this gentleman in the black up here. Yeah, so Howard.
Congratulations. You mentioned a couple times, I think, on court and then now again here about not always believing. And you thanked your team for always believing and helping you with that. But when did you regain and how that belief that this day might come at some point?
I honestly think through the last year, even with the injuries and some tough losses, I just kind of felt like I was kind of starting to find myself a little bit more, and I was starting to be a little bit more kind of clear-headed and present on court. And I felt like I was starting to get better at problem solving on court in the moment a lot better. And in the past, I kind of felt like sometimes during matches, it was, especially when things started to go awry, that I was almost like not in my own body, and I was kind of looking down at myself, and I felt like I couldn't connect my brain to my body. And I felt like last year I started being able to kind of just be more in the moment and take each point by point instead of kind of panicking and getting a little bit too broad. And I felt like I started playing some good tennis, and I started figuring things out when I wasn't playing great. And then through off season, I just, put in a lot of hard work, and I kind of started to see that things were kind of going more the way that I wanted. And then I just feel like it's one of those things that just slowly keeps building. And all of a sudden, you're winning a bunch of matches in Adelaide, and then you're coming in here. And then I think, winning that match the other night against Iga was really kind of a big hurdle, where I felt like I'd always believed that I could do it, but to do it that way, I think really I thought to myself after the match that I can absolutely win on Saturday.
Okay, this gentleman here, and then Kath and Charlie. Yeah.
Pretty much the same question. Has there been a moment of realization during the tournament where you thought, well, I'm doing pretty fine here because your run was remarkable, especially the last 5 wins?
I don't know if I ever really had like the moment, but I really felt like going into each match that if I could just try to go out, play how I wanted to play, then I was really just going to give myself the opportunity to try to win the match. And I felt like not stressing about things that I couldn't control. I just felt like I was able to play a little bit more free, and I think there was a confidence in maybe not playing matches amazingly from start to finish and having some dips here and there, but being able to kind of end on a really high note each time and figure out how to get back in matches or how to close out a match really well. I just slowly started continuing to build the confidence, and I think part of it was that I never really got ahead of myself in each round. I never once thought about the next round until I was actually there. So I think, yes, I believed that I could do it, but I also think I did a good job at, just focusing on the task at hand.
Okay. Kath, Charlie and Courtney on the side. Kath.
Congratulations. Just hearing you talk about therapy there and the benefits that you've had from it. Obviously, it's a very personal thing, but I just wondered whether you kind of look around you in the locker room and on the tour and think that it should be kind of more widespread or more accepted, or something that should be offered to younger players, or at least talked about as an option for younger players.
I mean, I think the more that we talk about actually using it as a tool, I think people feel more comfortable with it. I do think that the WTA does a great job at having someone at tournaments now that you can go and you can talk to. I think it's not only helpful for myself, but I think it's helpful for a lot of us. And I think the stigma around therapy in general, not just in sports, I think is slowly starting to go away. And I think that everyone should be in therapy no matter what. I think it helps. And I think no matter what's going on in your life, you're going to have moments where things are tough and you need someone to talk to. And I think it's really important. It's something that I will continue to do for the rest of my life. And I think if more people do it and more people talk about it, then it just kind of becomes the norm. It's almost as if you're going to the doctor. No one bats an eye at that. So I think it's just, as an overwhelming, it's just kind of overwhelmingly needed for, I think, most people.
Okay, Charlie and then Courtney, and then we'll have one more. Charlie.
Congratulations. I just wondered on that point, you mentioned there that you weren't typically somebody who necessarily wanted to be out of their comfort zone. And so with going to therapy, I just wondered, was there a particular prompt or a moment that made you think, either why not just give it a chance, or that things had become so difficult that you thought, I kind of need this?
I think in the past I had done it before, but it had always been, I think, too sports specific. So it was always I always went in with the thought of, will this help me perform better? And I finally got to the point where I was personally low enough that I was like, I don't really care if this helps me perform, I just want to feel better. And I think doing that, it was just kind of that moment where it was like, I don't really care what I have to do, I just want to feel better. So I think it was kind of the thing that it pushes you to say, okay, well, obviously whatever I'm doing is not working. But I think for a long time in my head, I had this idea that people were able to kind of just ignore their nerves or doubts or anything like that and just kind of tunnel vision play tennis. And in the past, if I ever had, nerves come up or something, I typically would not play as well. And so it started getting to the point where when nerves came up, I was thinking, oh no, now I'm going to play badly. And it would almost kind of start this internal panic. And for whatever reason, it was kind of just this light bulb moment where I started really buying into, I can be nervous and I can still play good tennis. Those things can live together. So I stopped fighting, trying to push away the feelings and pretending that they're not there, and just accepting them and really telling myself that they're fine and they're totally normal to be there, and I can still play tennis. And I think doing that day in and day out and just kind of accepting that it's going to be uncomfortable, you're going to be nervous, there's going to be thousands of people watching you, but you can still do it. And then starting to actually be able to do that just kind of started to give me a little bit more confidence.
Okay, we'll do two more. Courtney, and then last one here.
Congratulations. Just wondering, there's been some really positive receptions. Sloane Stephens, a couple of others have expressed their delight at your success tonight. I'm wondering what it means to you when you see peers taking genuine joy in your success here. And also, has the phone been running hot? Have you had messages sort of coming left, right and centre?
I've really grown up on the tour, and I've grown up with some other amazing people on this tour, and some of my closest friends also play. So I think we all are very good at cheering each other on, and their wins feel like our wins. So to be in the position of actually winning and them getting to be the cheerleaders, it feels really nice, just because after all of these years, watching all of my friends do so well, it has always felt like a win for me. So I'm happy that I can repay the favor.
All right, last one here.
Just a question about tomorrow's final. Obviously, Alexander Zverev is a bit in the same position. He's been chasing his first Grand Slam victory for a while. If you could just give him one piece of advice, what would it be?
Against Jannik, I feel like he has better advice to be Jannik than I do. But I think at some point it's really just kind of letting go of the stress of, will I ever win one, and not really worrying about it, and just playing tennis. And at the end of the day, that's all you can control, and you can only control your side of the court. So that's all you can focus on. And if you put yourself in that position enough times, then usually good things happen.
All right, thank you. No, we're done. Thank you.
Thank you.
do do